What's poppin', y'all? Today we're gonna be going over the Listeria outbreak that's been in the news in the past few days. Sorry for being a little late, but it is starting to sweep the nation, as well as there's a lot of cheese and other dairy-based products that are starting to be recalled. And so just diving right in, Rizo-López Foods, a California-based cheese and dairy company, is recalling more than 60 products sold nationwide following a Listeria outbreak that has unalived 2 people and caused more than 20 hospitalizations. Now, the thing about this one, this isn't like just a recent outbreak, but more this has been a prolonged outbreak that's been taking place for, I think they said, a decade. The CDC investigated a Listeria outbreak of the same strand in 2017 and 2021, but were unable to trace it back to a specific brand until last month, when they reopened the case after a few new illnesses were reported in December, and the same strand was found in the cheese sample from Rizo-López Foods. Basically, it is a lot of cheese, yogurt, sour cream products sold under the brand names Tio Francisco, Don Francisco, Rizzo Bros, Rio Grande, Food City, Hell Hooch, Che, probably butchering all this, La Ordina, and a lot of other brands I'm about to go over more in a second. But FDA has advised consumers to throw away any recalled products and clean and sanitize any surfaces that these products have touched. And so definitely, you know, when it comes to like what we just had with the Super Bowl, definitely it's something you need to be aware of. And now obviously this recall is going to affect a lot of stores, a lot of name brands and all that. Many retailers such as Amazon, Costco, and Trader Joe's and Walmart's are starting to do recalls on some of their products. And if you can't really remember names off the top of your head, here are some of the images of the foods that are being recalled. This is being sold by Amazon Kitchen on the chicken chile verde burrito with rice, black beans, and Monterey Jack. With these labels, 2 chicken enchiladas with green salsa, rice and beans from Rico. Next thing, chicken enchiladas verde from Trader Joe's. A closer up image of it. Ready-made meals. This is a sell by date that you need to be aware of. It is sold through February 2nd of 2024, and this really goes on and on and on. This is going to be put down in the description below for you to get a full, you know, breakdown like what you need to be looking out for. But it is a lot of products that, you know, a lot of people eat on a daily basis, whether it be salads, ready-made salads, chicken verde enchiladas, just like ready-made meals and all that. And that's something you need to be aware of, you know, because, you know, there's a lot of cheese in a lot of these products. And just going more into the data side of things, like I said, this outbreak was investigated in 2017 and 2021. Epidemiologic evidence in previous investigation identified queso fresco and other similar cheeses as a potential source of the outbreak, but there was not enough information to identify a specific brand for it. The CDC reopened the case investigation last month after new illnesses were reported in December 23rd, and the outbreak strain was found in the cheese sample from Rizo-López Foods. And so they were able to make that match and make that, you know, distinction this time around, and was able to get this recall out. As it shows right here, about 26 people have been infected with the Listeria outbreak with the specific strain in many states. A lot of them are in California, but this is stretching up the East Coast. Arizona, Colorado, Texas, making its way to the south with Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And so, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because like I said, the Super Bowl was this past weekend. A lot of cheese dip queso, a lot of cheese-based products were being eaten this whole weekend. Even on the list, we saw jalapeno poppers, and like, especially that's a big staple in Texas. So definitely this is a cause of concern for people, you know, to be aware of, and just like to be on the lookout for what Listeria looks like. So what are those signs and symptoms you should be asking? So basically right here, they vary between person to person. They are most likely to sick in people who are pregnant and their newborns, adults age 65 and older, as well as people with weakened immune systems, which is pretty much everybody in this group. Other people can be infected with Listeria, but they rarely become seriously ill. That's not a cause to just like blow off this, you know, virus, because you can still infect other people with it. So be mindful of that. When it comes to invasive illness, basically illness when it gets beyond the intestines, the symptoms of it can appear within 2 weeks after eating food contaminated with Listeria. And these are some of the symptoms you can have. People who are pregnant, you can have fever or flu-like symptoms such as muscle aches and fatigue. People who are not pregnant, fever, flu-like symptoms, headache, stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and seizures. Severity of these invasive illnesses, symptoms in pregnant people are usually mild. Some pregnant people never have symptoms. However, infection during pregnancy usually leads to miscarriage, stillbirth, premature delivery, or life-threatening infection of the newborn. So that's something you need to be aware of. People who are not pregnant, symptoms in non-pregnant people can be severe. as it was almost 1 in 29 pregnant people with invasive listeriosis, do unalive. Now, listeria can also cause intestinal illness, basically, when it's based in your intestines. And basically, this includes diarrhea, vomiting, as well as severity of it. Symptoms are usually mild. However, people with intestinal illness develop invasive illness. It becomes invasive if you don't get it treated, enough, because once you let it sit, it can go beyond your intestines and, wreak havoc among your body. And this last point, which I have reiterated throughout this video, the true number of sick people in the outbreak is likely higher than the number reported, because this was an outbreak that has spanned over, decades and decades. As you can see, right here, the first known case was in 2014. This has been spreading somewhat unchecked, and to the point where it's just like people who probably got food poisoning, who people got sick, probably didn't know this was listeria. And it could be like, maybe at least 100, 200. A lot of people that were sick and didn't even know it, or people might have, passed away and didn't know they had listeria. And so this is something to keep in mind. Please do not let the 26, numbers just fool you, because especially when you're trying to do epidemiologic, investigations and trying to understand the source of the disease and all that, it does take time. And so that is the big reason why I say people need to be like vigilant and make sure they understand the recall list and be aware about what they're eating, because like even down here, like there's a Caesar dressing, Kojita dressing that has been sold at HEB. Basically, that is a big brand name in Texas. And so literally, like, that's something like I'm being more hesitant about getting, and like being more cognizant about whenever I go shopping this week. And so you should be as well. So that being said, that has been Pop Health for the day. Sorry this story came out a little bit longer than it needed to be. Life is lifing right now, and I'm just trying to be a student. But with that being said, if you like what you see today, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that wonderful good stuff. Admire the artwork. Just got the artwork in last week. Very excited to have some on my wall now that is relevant to the channel. So if you want to cop this online, go to display.com. This is not a sponsored video. I just really like the artwork. I got a few more pieces around the apartment I'm still hanging up. But other than that, stay warm, stay frosty. Go see this other video right here. Definitely a banger, and peace out.